Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new update for Bannerlord Online, the MMO Bannerlord mod that goes ahead and lets you fight in the clans of Calradia against other players. And this update has come with a brand new set of features. This is the Clan War update, but not only that, they've also made it, I guess, much more friendly for smaller clans. So if you and a couple friends just want to jump on and have a good time, this update lets you do that. It's a lot more kind of PvE focused update rather than PvP, which is nice, and I think that's something that this game definitely does need, because again, you're always going to have them mega clans, but you also want to have them smaller clans that help just add players to the game, and the more people playing the game, the more the game feels alive. I will also as well, during the second half of this video, take a look at another mod that has recently popped up on ModDB that is trying to do a similar thing to Bannerlord Online, but they've kind of got the backing of an old school mod, and that is the Land of Sika Online. You guys may remember that from the channel from many years ago. It was an amazing mod made by a bunch of, I believe, Chinese developers, and then it kind of just fell off the face of the earth. I don't really know what happened to it, but they did some incredible stuff with cutscenes and storytelling. It was actually such an amazing start to a mod, and yeah, it just kind of vanished, but they are coming back with what seems to be like a very, very cool, similar idea to Bannerlord Online, but on a custom map and many, many things to explore, and you know, it looks really, really cool, so we'll get onto that in the second half. But I guess first things first, let's talk about everything that's new with the Bannerlord Online new update. So first things first, we now have clan finances. So if you're running a clan of 10, 15, 20 people, you're now going to have a dedicated treasury to that clan, and everybody has to pay into it. So it's going to be kind of a really cool way of actually taxing the people in your clan and building to a better future, which is kind of cool. Payment can be allocated between the players, and people can also be taxed, and this can all be adjusted. Only that, we also have a brand new diplomacy system between clans. So a new war system has been developed on point scoring, so you're not only just going to try and capture your opponents in battle and defeating their armies, there's going to be points allocated during the war, so there's going to be certain objectives you're going to want to try your best to achieve as much as possible. You can also as well start off with non-aggression packs as well between clans to help boost out treasury replenishment from diplomatic relations as well, which is kind of cool, so you can make people pay you tribute, which I think is quite an interesting new feature. And obviously the UI has all been updated. I also believe a lot of the military packs as well have had their time reduced massively. So I think previously it was like a month a lot of these packs would actually last for, and now it's like a couple days, if not just a day. So again, it's going to make kind of wars and relationships much more dynamic and much more interesting. As well as that, we also have clan houses in the game, so clan mail is going to be there. You're going to be able to actually lock individual chests, as you guys are seeing on your screen right now, to certain ranks in the clan. So maybe the best clan members can get the best setup, which is really, really cool. And again, prices between houses and dungeons have all been improved and adjusted. This is what's actually incredible. We're going to go back in this video just really quickly, is they've managed to get a replay system working in Bannerlord, and I feel like this is something that a lot of people, as a content creator myself, has been really asking for. And the guys over in the Bannerlord Online have done it before the developers. I mean, that's kind of quite normal, I guess, when it comes to Bannerlord modding, because they're so amazing. But yeah, they've managed to get a replay system in the game, which is really cool, and I hope other mods, or this gets released as like a separate mod. I imagine it's like a very, very massive system, so probably not going to be able to happen, but still very, very cool nonetheless, and I'm really impressed with them being able to do that. Something else they really do mention in the patch notes as well is that they've now made a big change to PvE clan modes. So again, they're really trying to focus in on that smaller PvE kind of focus of the game, which I think is really, really cool. Like PvP is always really cool, but it's very intimidating, and as a new player, you don't want to lose the stuff that you've just grinded hours for, and people have max accounts and stuff. So having a lot more PvE content, I think, is huge, and I hope they just continue to really focus in on that, just focus in on that PvP and that PvE at the same time, because neglecting that, I think, is a big mishap. So they've made it way more comfortable and safe for newcomers and players who have chosen a peaceful way to develop their clan. So you can now just be a clan, have your say in Calradia, and just solely focus in on that PvE style of combat, which I think is really cool, and yeah, definitely something the mod does need more of. Finally, a few minor things, I guess, unless you're like a big Bannerlord Online player, you won't really notice the difference here, but they have also made it so that you actually have your storage connected across all cities now. I think it's a nice little quality of life change. It's going to give you the ability to basically just not have to kind of run back and forth as you are having to run across Calradia in real time, so that can get a bit frustrating and probably turn some other people off. You can also now add descriptions to your clans, I guess kind of tell what you're all about, which is kind of cool. You can now lock items in your inventory, and you can also add in more additional recruitment in villages, which is kind of cool. Again, I think they've done a good job here of improving this. They've done, I think, a lot of work in on the PvE side of things with resources and crafting, etc. All of that stuff has been in the game for a little while, but it's good to see again just more of that PvE content being added in, because at a base time, I think that's what the casual player would love to jump on and do and kind of make a name for themselves. The update itself released a couple days ago, and you'll have double experience gained up until the 15th of September, so you have about 2 weeks just to go ahead and catch up with people, and it's a great time to at least dive in and see what the game is all about. I'll leave a link down below in the description to their Discord server along with the mod, so if you guys are interested in this and you want to give it a go, there's really no reason not to, and you can definitely have some fun with that. They also have plenty of guides on how to start out over on their Discord as well, so it's really simple. So next we pop over to this brand new mod, the Land of Sika Online. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the Land of Sika was just a really impressive mod. It came out like 2-3 years ago maybe, and it just did so many crazy things for how early in development Bannerlord mods were, and it blew me away, and I think it blew a lot of other people away as well. And then it just went completely silent. We didn't hear anything about the mod itself, and now they've kind of decided, I guess, to come back to it and come back to Bannerlord modding and attempt to do a Bannerlord online style thing. We get this video that the devs did post. Again, it's not in great quality. It's only up on ModDB. I imagine maybe it's on Bilibili or something like that, but I haven't been able to find it. So yeah, apologies for the poor quality. But yeah, they're looking to come out and drop some really interesting things. Right off the bat, we get a little glimpse at like their farming system in the mod, which actually looks really impressive and interesting. Again, I feel like one of the things we don't get to see as Westerners is a lot of the awesome Chinese modding that is on Bannerlord, and they do some really impressive and crazy stuff. So yeah, they're coming out. They've got some cool farming stuff right there. They have a complete system of crafting as well as battles and improvements. You can see a ton of the armors, also rarities in weapons. I think is really cool with that banner system that they've gone ahead and created. And again, it's going to add a little bit more. There's a completely new difference to the level up screen, so it's way more leaning into more about RPG style. Again, I think this is really cool. You don't want to just be playing Bannerlord. You want to have like a different feel to it, a different style. So I think that's going to be a very interesting step forward. Along with everything else that they're adding in, will be pretty impressive. One of the more interesting things they talk about is that there's going to be several maps to this. It's not only just going to be Calradia, they're also planning on larger land masses, and again, I think that's a really good idea. One thing I wish that they would do in Bannerlord Online is actually add in like a new continent, new parts of a map. I think that'd be a really fun expansion to go ahead and implement, and it seems like that's kind of what the Land of Sika are planning on doing. They're planning on adding in these extra continents to the game that you can go and explore, and hopefully each of them has their own different style of content. A lot of features that they also talk about as well do seem like they're actually already in. Like something like Bannerlord Online, you had like the companions and other things like that. They also have loads of other different stuff. I also really like as well their setup right here. You can see for the family and the friends list as well, having online stuff is really cool, and you can kind of assign them to different parts of your clan. So again, they're doing some some really impressive stuff, some interesting stuff right there. They're also of course planning on sieges, and that is something that many people have been wanting from Bannerlord Online for a long time. So again, you're going to be fighting on the battlefield, and you're also going to be diving in and yeah, fighting other clans and other things. But yeah, sieges I think is a big trying to jump in, and something that people just wanted for a long time from Bannerlord Online. Clearly not easy to do, and again, like we were talking about with Bannerlord Online, I hope they do implement a ton of PvE style of content, because again, that's something that just keeps people playing, which again is really important. important. And that's pretty much everything we kind of got a good glimpse of. And then they finally talk about map exploration as well. It's going to be a huge part of the mod, which I very much do love. I would love to see them just, yeah, implement that further, giving us different continents to explore of different cultures and different weapons and armors. You can already see, yeah, you can already see there they've got like naval travel where you like, it's kind of how they explained it. I'm kind of confused how they explained it, that you can like transfer to different continents. I'm not sure how that's going to work. If it's just going to be like certain parts of the map, or yeah, I'm not sure exactly how they're planning on implementing that, but it's going to be very exciting. They kind of say that you kind of like transfer to a different world. So is it going to be like another server? Is it going to be just kind of like you have to visit these ports to move on? I'm not too sure. We'll have to see. But overall, I think this mod is actually very, very interesting. And if we take a look at the actual kind of development diary that they've went ahead and stuck up, so this is being made by the people who made Land of Sika. Black Knight Studio is what they're calling themselves. And basically, the mod, as they put themselves, the Land of Sika Online is not just another mod. It is a complete reimagining of a world from single-player mod Land of Sika. So again, they're going to try and implement, I guess, a lot of the lore and backstory that they actually had in that on a vast multiplayer map. We're expected and we've expanded and enhanced the original world to develop a more comprehensive and realistic gameplay experience, but we didn't stop there. We're excited to introduce a host of new features to bring fresh challenges and opportunities for adventurers. So we have companion collection, again, something similar to that is in Bannerlord Online. Pet development, which will be very, very interesting. Be able to like have a lion fight by your side would be really cool. Multiplayer co-op dungeons, yes, yes, yes. We need more stuff like that going in. I know Warband did an amazing job of that with the Warhammer mod, so I'm hoping it's just going to be stuff like that where you just go in and you just go deeper and deeper into the dungeon and get better and better equipment. PvP battles, test your skill against other players, of course, and then finally siege warfare. That's something that's going to be really important, whether it's PvE or PvP. Ideally, we'd have both in it, would be super, super cool. And yeah, it's just a kind of an exciting project. And from what they've shown from the Land of Sika, I definitely do believe that they're going to be able to get stuck in and have some, have a lot of work and hopefully pull this one off. So I'll be following this project pretty closely. Again, I imagine it's going to be a little while till we actually get a playable version, but still, hopefully it's going to be great and cool nonetheless. So of course, be sure to let me know what you guys thought of both Bannerlord Online and also the Land of Sika down below in the description. I'd be interested to see if you guys think that these projects are going to be worth following, or if you're just not kind of really that bothered about them. Do let me know. Let me know if there's any other mods you want to see covered on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.